Over 500,000 passengers had their journeys disrupted on Thursday as train services on the East-West line continue to be suspended. Commuters were forced to change their travel plans in light of the disruption. The heavy downpour this morning and long walks to the bridging bus stops left many aching for regular train services to resume soon. Sabrina Ng with more.
Good morning.
The start of a new day, and commuters all over Singapore were on the move, even before the sun was up. But for those at Jurong East MRT station, this morning's journey was different from what they're used to.
I used to depart from my house at 6:30 in the morning.
No?
And look what time now. It's 7:10.
Oh.
Right?
还有点赶，害怕迟到工作。Yeah.
Among commuters affected were 5 students taking their PSLE English examinations. The Education Ministry said they arrived before the end of the paper and were given time to settle down and take their paper in full. Of the 5, 1 sat for the exam in a different centre. And as the saying goes, when it rains, it pours. A morning storm threw a wrench in what was already a longer commute. Although bridging and free regular bus services were available along the East-West line, some commuters lamented the long trek they had to make to get to the bus stop.
It's terrible. With my leg aching, I have to walk very, very long distance. It's terrible.
Very tired. It's very crazy. It'll be.
Over at Buona Vista, commuters said they waited at least 20 minutes for buses. Queues were as long as 100 meters at times, stretching from the train station to the Education Ministry building nearby. Across affected stations, ground staff from the various transport operators and police officers also helped to manage crowds during peak periods.
And earlier, our reporter Geraldine Yap was outside Buona Vista MRT. The situation there this evening was a lot different from last night.
The lines here are a lot shorter today. No snaking queues like we saw here yesterday evening. And earlier I did see them board 2 busloads of passengers at a go. So I think that has helped to move the line a lot more quickly. And so I think the situation here is a lot better. Although, the fact that people have to transfer from the train to the bus and then back to the trains again to travel along the East-West line is adding to the travel time for a lot of commuters. Now, we understand that yesterday the disruption affected about 358,000 commuters, and today it's estimated that another 516,000 commuters will be affected by the disruption. Now, it's the second day of the disruption, so I think people do know what to expect. And I spoke to some commuters earlier. They told me that they tried to adjust their travel plans, for example, leaving earlier, catering more time, but of course there was still some unhappiness among the commuters.
Terrible, very terrible. Yeah, I mean, we can't help it, so we just manage whatever we can. Yeah.
I tried to leave earlier, but I couldn't board the bus because the buses were all full.
Yesterday also same problem. It's very difficult to go my room, and because I lost my time about 2 hours. But they give the free bus service if I save my money, but I cannot save my time.
Now, throughout the day, police officers as well as staff from SMRT, the Land Transport Authority, as well as other public transport operators have been on the ground at the various affected stations to manage this situation, to manage the crowds and tell people where to queue up for the buses, which bus goes to which direction. And I've also seen cordons set up at Buona Vista MRT to guide people to the right lines. Now, we understand that more than 620 additional staff have been deployed on the ground to help manage the situation. There are free shuttle buses running to cover the stretch that's been affected by the disruption. We understand that 80 double-decker buses have been deployed to help ferry these commuters, so I think that's helped to manage the crowd situation a little bit.
To recap, there will be no shuttle train service between Jurong East and Buona Vista stations. SMRT says this is so repairs won't be slowed down as it works towards full service on Monday. Now, here's a blow-by-blow account of the disruption and how authorities dealt with it. At about 9 a.m. on Wednesday, an eastbound train encountered a fault near Clementi Station and was withdrawn from service. It was a first-generation Kawasaki heavy industries train that had been in service for over 35 years. Now, as the faulty train made its way back to Ulu Pandan Depot, one of its parts fell loose, damaging track equipment and causing a power trip at around 9:25 a.m. This disrupted train services between Boon Lay and Queenstown stations. Some 850 commuters had to exit a stalled train and walk back to Clementi station via the tracks. About half an hour later, transport operator SMRT informed the public that there were no train services between Boon Lay and Queenstown stations. That's 9 stations, including 2 interchange stations at Jurong East and Buena Vista. SMRT opened up free regular and bridging bus services in the affected areas. At about 3 p.m., SMRT announced shuttle train services would be available from 5 p.m. The Land Transport Authority also said that train services would not be available for at least the rest of the day. SMRT's chairman, Sia Moon Ming, and Group CEO, Nguyen Hun Ping, then issued an apology at about 4:30 p.m. They added that SMRT is working relentlessly to restore service. Transport Minister Chee Hong Tat also said LTA would conduct a thorough investigation. Now, at about 6:15 p.m. yesterday, the Singapore Examination and Assessment Board said students taking their PSLE written exams today would not be penalized for being late due to train service disruptions. And late last night, SMRT announced that there will be no train services at 4 stations in both directions today. LTA later added that damage done to the tracks was extensive, requiring more time for repairs. Bridging buses and staff members will continue to be deployed to manage crowds.